And did you know Cleopatra, the last active ruler of Egypt, wasn't actually Egyptian? She was of Greek descent, a detail that often slips through the cracks of historical accounts. Cleopatra VII, a name that echoes through time, a woman enshrined in history and myth. But who was she, really? Born to the Ptolemaic dynasty, a family of Greek origin that ruled Egypt after Alexander the Great's death, Cleopatra was more than just a queen. She was an enigma. Her story begins in an era of great turmoil. In the wake of Alexander's death, his empire was divided, and the Ptolemaic dynasty took control of Egypt. Cleopatra, a direct descendant of this dynasty, inherited the throne in her late teens, a young woman thrust into a world of power and intrigue. Yet she was no ordinary queen. Her Greek heritage, a significant part of her identity, set her apart from her predecessors. She was the first of the Ptolemaic rulers to learn the Egyptian language and embrace the country's ancient customs, a testament to her adaptability and her keen understanding of her people. To rule a kingdom, you need a sharp mind and a sharper tongue. Cleopatra possessed both. In the complex and often brutal world of ancient Egypt, Cleopatra's political acumen was a force to be reckoned with. She was not just a queen of beauty and charm, but also a strategist and a diplomat. Holding the reins of Egypt, she navigated through the murky waters of politics with an iron will and a calculating mind. She understood the importance of alliances, especially with the burgeoning power of Rome. By aligning herself with Rome, she ensured Egypt's sovereignty and her own survival. The relationship she formed with some of the most powerful men of her time, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, were not just passionate love affairs, they were strategic maneuvers. Politics, not romance, was the driving force behind these alliances. With Julius Caesar, Cleopatra found an ally who could help her reclaim the Egyptian throne. She was not just a lover to Caesar, but a political partner, as they both shared a common goal. Their alliance brought stability to Egypt and strengthened Cleopatra's position as queen. Her relationship with Mark Antony was also a strategic move. Antony, a powerful Roman military leader, was a valuable ally. Their alliance allowed Cleopatra to protect Egypt from Roman annexation. Together, they formed a formidable political partnership that threatened the power balance in Rome. But Cleopatra's political savvy extended beyond forming alliances. She was a shrewd negotiator and a charismatic leader. She was the first of her dynasty to learn the Egyptian language, a move that endeared her to her subjects and consolidated her rule. She also maintained control over Egypt's vast resources, ensuring its economic stability amidst turbulent times. In a world dominated by men, Cleopatra held her own. She used her intellect and influence to navigate the treacherous waters of ancient politics. She was not just a queen, but a politician, a strategist, and a diplomat. Cleopatra was a politician first and foremost, using her influence and intellect to navigate the treacherous waters of ancient politics. Cleopatra, the alluring queen of the Nile, was renowned for her beauty and charm. But was it her looks or her intelligence that truly captivated those around her? Diving into the heart of the matter, Cleopatra's seductive prowess was not confined to mere physical allure. Instead, it was a potent cocktail of charisma, intelligence, and strategic thinking that made her irresistible to those in her orbit. She was a woman who knew her worth and understood the power dynamics of her time, using these insights to her advantage. Picture this: Cleopatra, the cunning linguist, fluent in 9 languages, conversing with diplomats and leaders, charming them with her wit and knowledge. She was a woman who could discuss politics, philosophy, and the arts with equal ease, thus becoming a magnet for intellectual and powerful men. One of her most famous liaisons was with Julius Caesar, the Roman general. It's said that Cleopatra had herself delivered to him, rolled up in a carpet to circumvent her enemies. This entrance itself speaks volumes about her audacity and strategic cleverness. She knew how to create an unforgettable impression, and she utilized this skill to the fullest. Her relationship with Mark Antony, another Roman leader, further exemplifies her seductive prowess. Antony was smitten by her charm and wit, and their alliance not only offered Cleopatra protection, but also solidified her power. However, it's important to note that Cleopatra's relationships were not just romantic entanglements, but strategic alliances that helped her maintain control over Egypt. Despite her reputation as a seductress, Cleopatra's allure went beyond the physical. She was a woman of substance, intelligence, and charisma, and these qualities made her truly captivating. She didn't just seduce men, she seduced nations, bending the course of history to her will. So, when we talk about Cleopatra as a seductress, we're not just talking about a woman who used her beauty to get what she wanted. We're talking about a woman who used her intellect, her charm, and her strategic acumen to navigate a world of power and politics. Cleopatra was more than just a pretty face. She was a master of seduction, using her allure to shape the course of history. Cleopatra was not only a politician and a seductress, but also a leader who left a lasting imprint on her kingdom. Cleopatra's reign was marked by a distinct leadership style that was both pragmatic and visionary. She was a monarch who knew her kingdom inside out and made every effort to ensure its prosperity and stability. A shrewd economist, Cleopatra undertook significant economic reforms that brought prosperity to an Egypt that was on the brink of financial ruin. She improved the tax system, making it more efficient and fair, and she boosted the economy with an emphasis on trade and agriculture. Her economic acumen was instrumental in transforming Egypt into a prosperous and self-sufficient kingdom. She was also a leader who understood the importance of international diplomacy. Cleopatra was known for her ability to form strategic alliances with powerful nations, which she used to protect Egypt from external threats. She was also a skilled negotiator, adept at using her charm and intelligence to get what she wanted. Perhaps one of the most noteworthy aspects of Cleopatra's leadership was her commitment to her people. She was a ruler who valued the well-being of her subjects above all else. She made it a point to learn the Egyptian language and adopted the country's customs and religion, efforts that endeared her to her subjects and solidified her rule. Cleopatra was not just a leader in the political sense, but also a cultural trendsetter. She promoted the arts and sciences, and under her reign, Egypt experienced a cultural renaissance of sorts. This emphasis on culture elevated Egypt's status on the world stage, making it a beacon of civilization and progress during her time. In a time when women leaders were a rarity, Cleopatra stood out as a beacon of feminine strength and intelligence. She was a leader who was not afraid to make tough decisions, and she managed to rule Egypt effectively during her reign, leaving a legacy that continues to be admired and studied to this day. Cleopatra was a leader who understood the needs of her people and her kingdom, and she did everything in her power to meet those needs. Cleopatra's life was a series of bold decisions and calculated risks. But how does her legacy hold up today? Let's begin by examining her influence on popular culture. Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, has undoubtedly left an indelible mark. From Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra to Hollywood's glamorous depictions, she has become a symbol of power, beauty, and seduction. These portrayals, while often steeped in romance and intrigue, are a testament to her enduring fascination. The silver screen has been particularly fond of Cleopatra. Elizabeth Taylor's portrayal in the 1963 film Cleopatra comes to mind. The film, known for its lavish sets and costumes, not only popularized her story but also cemented her image as a figure of breathtaking beauty and formidable intelligence. Literature, too, has been smitten with Cleopatra. Her life and reign have been the subject of countless books and plays, each offering its own interpretation of this enigmatic queen. Some portray her as a ruthless seductress, others as a capable leader who fought for her kingdom's independence. These varied portrayals underscore the complexity of her character and her influence on writers and artists throughout the centuries. But beyond popular culture, Cleopatra's political strategies have had a lasting impact. Her alliances with Rome's most powerful men, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, speak to her political savvy and her understanding of power dynamics. Many future leaders, both men and women, would adopt similar strategies, using alliances and marriages to cement their power and expand their influence. Furthermore, Cleopatra's reign was marked by economic prosperity and cultural renaissance, demonstrating her skills as an effective leader. These accomplishments, often overshadowed by her personal life, are part of her enduring legacy. Cleopatra's life and reign continue to captivate us even after more than 2,000 years. Was she a ruthless manipulator, a cunning politician, or a wise leader? Or perhaps she was all three? What do you think? Before we wrap up, we'd like to hear your thoughts. Do you see Cleopatra as a ruthless manipulator, a cunning politician, or a wise leader? Or perhaps a combination of all three? We encourage you to comment below with your opinions and insights. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the life and legacy of Cleopatra, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It helps us create more content that you love. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. We produce a variety of videos on historical figures, events, and mysteries, so there's always something new to learn. And if you hit that notification bell, you'll be the first to know when we upload a new video. Finally, if you know someone who might be fascinated by Cleopatra's story, feel free to share this video with them. History is all about sharing and learning together. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. We appreciate your support and look forward to exploring more history with you.